Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna do another GoPro voiceover for you guys because you really seem to like that video where I did the like how to learn a track as fast as possible video. So figured I'd do another one, although I'm gonna play around with this one a little bit and not put my face down in the corner. You guys will have to let me know whether you like that style better or whether you like my face down in the corner. Someone said it was really cringy, so I'm gonna try out not putting my face in this one. We'll see how it goes. But anyways, judging by the title of the video, you can probably guess what it's all about. It's all about the techniques and skills and everything you should be doing at the practice track every day that you go throughout the week, so that on the weekend when it comes for race day, you're all prepared and you're gonna be the best racer that you can possibly be. A lot of people are guilty of just showing up at the practice track, not having like any sort of plan for the day, just kind of going out and riding and just doing whatever, which I mean, on a fun aspect, that's definitely the most fun way to do it, but it's definitely not the most beneficial. I know if you guys are like me, you have really limited time to go out there and practice and train throughout the week, whether you have jobs or school or whatever it is. It's hard to find the time to go out to the practice track. So you definitely want to make the most of every chance that you have out there and make sure that you're really taking the time and putting in the effort so that when it comes to race day, you're really prepared both mentally and physically. So anyways, we'll jump right into it. And number one, my biggest thing that I can tell you guys is to treat every practice day like it's a race day. On practice days, people like to go out there and just hang out and chill and have fun with their buddies. And then when it comes to race day, they put on this super serious face, and it's just something that their body is not used to. So you should make a really big effort to just have the same sort of mindset on the practice days as you're gonna have during the race day. So I'm not saying go out and make your practice days really stressful or anything like that, but if you can learn to have a good time while you're doing a structured training program at a practice track, it's gonna translate over into those high stress race days, and you're gonna be able to have a much better mood, and your body's gonna be used to be able to enjoy that sort of stress. So definitely treat every day with the same mindset as a race day. Whether you like to be really serious, maybe treat practice days a little more serious, or whether you wanna just have more fun on race day, learn to have fun in those high stress situations. Tip number two, warm up before you go out on the track, okay? Make some sort of routine. Your body realistically needs like 10 minutes to get fully warmed up. And this could be literally anything. It can be just doing some high knees and a little bit of stretching. It can be finding a little hill in the parking lot and doing some sprints up and down the hills, doing a little bit of stretching, just shaking out the cobwebs, getting the blood flowing and everything. Whatever it is, make it easy and make it repeatable. You want to be doing this routine every single day that you go to the practice track, because human bodies are really, like, what's the saying, creatures of habit or whatever. Your body will start to learn that when you do this warm up, it means it's go time and you're gonna go out on the track soon. So if you do this warm up every single day at the practice track, when you start to do this warm up on race day, your body's gonna be like, oh, okay, I know what's coming. We're about to go riding, boys. So this one's huge for getting rid of arm pump, because you're already gonna have that blood flowing through your system and you're not gonna build up that lactic acid on your first session out that you normally would. So that's really good for getting rid of arm pump, which is absolutely crucial, especially on race day. When you don't have a lot of riding time before your first moto, you need to get that arm pump out of your system as quickly as possible. So not only that, but a lot of times on race days, you only get one practice session before you go out for your first moto, and you do not want to waste that first session warming up, right? You want to be warmed up before you go out for that first session so you can just focus on learning the track and getting up to speed quickly. The last thing you want to do is go out for that first session when you should be learning the track and just build arm pump on the first lap and spend the whole rest of the practice session just trying to fight that arm pump. And you haven't really learned where the track goes because you were just focused on holding onto your bike and trying to get warmed up and everything. You want to make sure you're good and warmed up before you even get on the track so that you can just dedicate that first session to learning the track as best as possible. Which segues nicely into my next tip, which is treat your first practice session exactly like you would on your first practice session of race day. Like I said, sometimes you only get like one 4-lap session to learn the track before you go out for your first moto, and especially if you're at a track that you've never been before, which is really common, especially if you're trying to chase the whole Loretta's thing when you go to a regional or an area qualifier that's away from your home. A lot of the times it's a track you've never been to before, and you literally have 4 laps to learn the track before you have to go out there and send it for your first moto. So on practice days, you want to treat the first session like it's your first session out on a race day. It's better if you can get out to some practice tracks that you've never been to before to practice this, but even if it's a track that you've been to a million times, treat it like it's your first practice out on a moto. What I mean by this is, like I said, make sure you're all warmed up, go out there and take one sight lap really slowly. Just look around you, make sure you know where the track goes, get a good sense of where all the corners are, which jumps are gonna be the big ones that you have to worry about. Pick out any lines that might be good for like passing people, some different insides or outsides, whatever it is. And then when lap 2 comes around, hammer down, okay? Don't wait around and take like 3 sight laps and then slowly build up your speed. Try and get up to speed and learn the track as quickly as possible. So you gotta remember that, especially like I said, if this is like a Loretta's qualifier race, this is gonna be a lot of people's first time at this track. And even if there's someone who's a little bit faster than you, if you can learn the track super quickly and get up to full speed on it quicker than them, you're gonna have a really good shot at edging them out in that first moto before they've like fully gotten comfortable on the track. So if you can really start charging hard and get up to speed, you know, learn how fast you can attack the corners, start to get the jumps memorized so that you can start scrubbing them and saving time there. If there's any like little tricks that you can do, like hopping over some little singles or doubling through some rollers or something, you want to be able to figure that out really quickly in your first session so that you have all that in your back pocket when you line up for the first moto. That first session out on the track is definitely crucial. It's going to build up your confidence for the whole rest of the day, so you want to be able to get out there and just start shredding right off the bat. So once you have the first session out of your way on a practice day, you want to treat every subsequent practice session like it's a moto. So what I mean by that is hopefully you have the track all dialed in and learned from your first session out. And yeah, it's true that the track has probably changed since the last time you were out on the track. You don't want to take another sight lap because, you know, that's how it's going to be on moto day. Sometimes you can go 20 motos without having a moto and then you're up again and you don't get a sight lap, you just have a gate drop and you have to go right into it, not knowing where the braking bumps or the ruts or anything like that have formed. You want to get used to just going out full gas in that sort of a situation, even at the practice track. So don't go out and take another sight lap. As soon as you get on the track, start charging again, because it's really going to teach you to adapt to certain situations, like where the bumps and ruts and everything are. It's going to make you a lot more comfortable of the unknown, kind of, is what I like to say. You have to go out there for your first lap and be able to throw down no matter where the bumps are, the ruts and everything like that. So definitely start charging right from the first lap, because that's really going to help you on race day, especially with that first lap intensity. You're just going to be a lot more comfortable sending it into things where other people might be slowing down because they haven't been practicing it. Those opening laps are where you can make a lot of passes because people are going to be really cautious. So let's say you don't get a very good start, you're going to be able to pass a lot of people on that first lap. So my next tip is going to be, don't be afraid to ride with other people, especially if they're faster than you. The last thing you want to do is like hop out in front of someone who's faster than you and just roost the crap out of them for like 2 laps and then have them clean you out because they're annoyed. But like, do not be afraid to pull out behind someone who's a lot faster than you and just try and stick with them for as long as you can. Not only is it going to help you learn what lines they're taking and everything, but if you can physically see how fast they're going into a corner, then you can tell yourself, okay, it's physically possible to go that fast. I just need to do it now. Like, I have the capability. He's just a human just like I am, and I'm capable of doing everything that he is. So don't be afraid to like embarrass yourself or make them mad or anything. It's not going to make them mad. If they're a true racer like you or me, they're going to appreciate someone pulling out behind them, because not only is it a little bit flattering because they know that you think that they're a fast rider, but it also is going to push them and make them a better rider too. So definitely don't be afraid to jump in behind someone who's a little bit faster than you. You know, maybe the first time you do it, you can only hang for a corner and a straightaway, and maybe next time you can hang for 3 straightaways. And then, you know, maybe by the 5th or 6th time you try it out, you can hang with them for a full lap. It's going to make you a much better rider. On the flip side of that, if you have a buddy that's a little bit slower than you, don't be afraid to pull out right behind them too, because you can't get a whole shot every single race that you go to, and you need to get used to the feeling of being roosted and riding behind someone who's around your same skill level. And you got to get used to passing them, you know, under any conditions, whether you can't see, you're sucking down dirt from their rear tire or whatever. A lot of people on practice day just pull over because they don't want to get roosted and get dirty or whatever, but on race day, that's not realistic. You're going to get roosted and dirty. You're going to have to pass people when you can't see very well. That's something that I really pride myself on. I like to go out and battle with my friends and just absolutely eat roost, and I have definitely seen it pay off on race day because I feel like I'm able to ride really close to people's rear tires, even if I can't see very well and I can't really see what's coming up next on the track because they're ahead of me. Just because I practice it so much on practice days, I really feel like that's one of my strengths come race day, and it allows me to make a lot more passes. So don't be afraid to get a little bit dirty. Go out there with your buds, let them roost you, roost them back, have some battles, because you really want to mimic race conditions. A couple other things that are really important: make sure you pay attention to your body. A lot of people have a lot of stomach issues on race day. I for sure do. If I eat a lot of solid foods or like fruits or anything, I get really bad stomach aches, and that can really mess you up for the whole day. So on practice days, pay attention to what your body's telling you. Try out a couple different things. I have to focus really hard on using mostly a liquid-based diet. So that's where some supplements like some energy drinks, some carbohydrate drinks, stuff like that. I use the Steel Supplements Anabolic whenever I'm at the track because it's really easy on my stomach and it helps me keep energy throughout the day. Everyone's a little bit different, but I highly recommend it because a lot of people completely ignore nutrition and everything, and that's why they feel like they can only ride for an hour when they're at the practice track because they're just not fueling their bodies properly, and that is going to directly translate over into race day. By the time those second motos come around, it's late in the day, it's hot out, you're gonna be feeling like crap. And I mean, it could be not due to your fitness at all. It could just be a lack of nutrition and hydration. So if you're someone who gets like upset stomachs really easily and you claim that like you don't like to eat on race day for that reason, you're gonna be tired at the end of the day. So you need to figure out some sort of nutrition plan that's gonna allow you to get the necessary calories and carbohydrates throughout the day and not upset your stomach. So like I said, for me, that's a lot of energy drinks, like that Steel Supplements Anabolic I was saying. I'll link that down below so you guys can try that out if you want to. It's been doing wonders for me, so I really like that. And of course, with nutrition comes hydration and everything too. You wanna make sure that you're not just pounding water all day. Contrary to popular belief, just pounding water can actually make the cramps worse because the thing that actually keeps you from cramping are the electrolytes and minerals in your body. So, you know, the salt, potassium, stuff like that that's in your blood. That's what allows the potentials to form across your muscles and allows them to contract. And when you're just sucking down water, you're really diluting those in your blood. And so it really can wreak havoc on your muscles. So you want to make sure that you're drinking some sort of hydration drink that has those minerals and electrolytes in them to help replenish those that are in your cells so that you can actually stay functioning properly throughout the day. So those are just a few of my tips that you guys should be doing on practice days to make you a better racer for those crucial race days. Hope you guys enjoyed this kind of video. If you did, definitely let me know down below because these are really fun and easy to make, and it's definitely a good way for me to make content when I'm really busy with school and everything. And I just like trying to help you guys out as much as I can. I know you guys really like these types of videos. Definitely let me know what kind of video you want to see next. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and I think that's pretty much going to do it. So we'll catch you in the next one, guys. Peace out.